Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 391 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today I'm going to break my own rules, not only once, but twice. All right, so stay tuned to see how I, let's say, disappoint myself. I hope you didn't miss episode 390. Nova Lorraine was here. Wow. She is quite an entrepreneur. She's got the Pink Kangaroo, that's Kangaru, podcast network for wild thinkers, and the Rain School of Fashion. Boy, we had a great conversation with her. She's quite a dynamo. So how would you like to hear your own voice here on Screw the Commute? Well, if the show's helped you out at all in your business or given you ideas to help you start a business, we want to hear about it. Visit screwthecommute.com, look for a little blue sidebar that says send a voicemail, click on it, talk into your phone or computer, and tell me how the show has helped you, and also put your website on there so you can get a big shout out on a future episode of Screw the Commute. Now pick up a copy of our automation ebook. We sell this for $27, but it's yours free for listening to the show. It's packed full of things that'll make your life easier and make you more money because you can handle way more people faster and beat your lazy butt competitors who say, well, we'll get back to you at our earliest convenience. Well, screw you. We want to, that's the screw theme that we have on this show, What kind of message is that on your voicemail? I'll get back to you whenever I feel like it because you're not important, So my voicemail says, I'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. All right. But anyway, there's all kinds of automation techniques and it's yours free. Check it out at screwthecommute.com/automate free, screwthecommute.com/automate free, and pick up a copy of our podcast app at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP. You can put us on your cell phone, tablet, take us with you on the road, and we've got videos and screen captures to show you how to use it. All right. How would you like to have a skill that's in high demand by every business on earth? Well, that's what I teach. I've been on the commercial internet since it began. The commercial internet existed starting in 1994 and have lived a beautiful lifestyle business. The pandemic has not affected me at all. I'm selling stuff around the world like I always have. Yeah, I know people for a while were protecting their money a little bit, but still, I was still selling stuff around the world, paying my bills, all the stuff that I do here. And wouldn't that be great if you didn't have to worry about that you could sell stuff around the world? Well, not only do I have a mentor program, which I'll tell you about later, I formalized my training, which I've been doing for, 22 years now, into a licensed school. It's the only licensed dedicated internet marketing school in the country, probably the world. It's at imtcva.org. And it's a school that teaches hardcore skills that every business on earth needs. We have students making money a couple months into the school. We even have an elective to show you how to get other companies to pay you money to, to help them with their stuff. So check it out at imtcva.org. And I'll tell you a little bit later how you can get a scholarship to the school. You can either use yourself or gift to somebody else if you're in my mentor program. Okay, let's get to the main event. I'm breaking my own rules twice in this episode. First, I normally tell you about something on Mondays that either made me or saved me a ton of money. What I'm going to talk about today hasn't done that. Another rule I've been preaching for longer than many of you listeners have been alive is that I only work with dull edge technology. The cutting edge, and also known as the bleeding edge of technology, has the most glitches, is the most costly, and you got the least help of figuring it out on how to use it. Heck, I didn't pay attention to Facebook. until they had 1 billion users. That's really true. See, I remember MySpace, which was supposed to be the end-all be-all with nothing ever as important as being on MySpace. And I remember Skidoo and a bunch of other things that you could waste a lot of time on, and then they pretty much disappear. Well, for multiple reasons, I'm violating both those rules today because I'm going to talk about Clubhouse. Now, I've only been on it like less than 24 hours as I record this, all right? But I see a tremendous potential for you and me to profit off this new social media. So what is Clubhouse? Well, it's a relatively new social media that is audio only. This in itself has tremendous appeal for several reasons. Just like podcasts, audio is the only medium where you can learn or be entertained while doing something else. That's in part why podcasts have been growing so wildly over the years. Clubhouse has several other reasons that make it attractive to me and obviously many others because it's growing rapidly, but in a controlled basis because presently it's by invite only. I'm not sure if that's just to appear exclusive, but it certainly slows down the new users so the Clubhouse owners don't have the site crash. In other words, they can control the growth and avoid big crashes that hurts their reputation. Now, here's where Clubhouse kicks into gear. It's interactive. Everyone can participate easily. And one thing that beats Zoom like crazy is that people don't have to worry about looking good. There is no camera involved. You can listen and talk without being seen. And it doesn't look weird because nobody can be seen. You know, if you're on a Zoom call and you're the only one without a camera, people think about that twice, but not on this thing. And I can't overemphasize what this means to many people that don't feel like they look good on camera. They don't have lighting and they don't want to do their hair and makeup and all these other things, eh? I mean, you probably know yourself if you have to get on a Zoom call, you got to worry about the lighting and having a good hair day and maybe makeup, and you usually have to be in a certain environment like sitting at your desk. Yeah, you can use your cell phone, but that normally looks pretty bad with a bad signal. Anyway, all that is eliminated with Clubhouse. You just log in, find something you're interested in, and jump into the conversation. Now, let me tell you how fast this can be. I went into a room where they wanted to hear real stories about entrepreneurism or tips from successful entrepreneurs. Now, keep in mind, folks, I was only registered at Clubhouse for about 6 hours at this point and hadn't done anything at all on it. Part of that 6 hours was watching some YouTube videos about how to navigate the site, and I was doing the YouTube watching while I was working on other stuff. So I maybe had about a half an hour of YouTubes in the 6 hours since I registered. Now, when I finished my other work, I went scouting around on Clubhouse and I ran into that Entrepreneur Stories room. Now, always when you are on a new medium, you should lurk. In other words, keep your mouth shut and listen to see what's the nature of the discussion. So I did that for a little while, but all the while I was muted and I'm eyeing the little raise my hand button on my screen. All right. Now, I certainly have real life entrepreneur stories that could go on for days, and I certainly have tips for other entrepreneurs. So it was a perfect place for me. So when a newbie or established entrepreneur asks a question, I raised my hand to give an answer. And I did this several times, and all of a sudden I saw a symbol pop on my pictures that said that I was a moderator of the room. And I was thinking one of the other moderators made a mistake and mistook me for somebody else or whatever. And when it was my turn to speak, I brought up the fact that I was new and didn't know what I was doing, and somehow a moderator symbol showed up on my picture, and then I just wanted to alert the real moderators to their mistakes so they could remove me as a moderator. Well, the real moderators came back and said, no, we did it on purpose because your answers were so good. All right, so let's look at this, folks. I'm on a new social medium, which I can barely navigate, have only even been registered for a few hours, and all of a sudden I'm being hailed as a thought leader in a room on Clubhouse full of other millionaire entrepreneurs. Now, it reminds me of a couple things. When I turned pro speaker in 1991, I was on the board of directors of the local speakers association before my check even cleared to join the association. They were so desperate. And it also reminds me of a saying, I think it was by Groucho Marx, that he said, I wouldn't want to be a member of any club that would have me. So anyway, Clubhouse is made up of rooms discussing any kind of topics you can think of. Anybody can start a room, and there are thousands of them going on at any one time. You are shown rooms that may interest you based on the interest you chose when you signed up and put it in your profile. You can jump in any room, unless it's a private room, so you can make private rooms too, or start a room of your own. You can also schedule rooms so people will know you'll be starting a room at a particular time so they can plan on being there. Now, after you've started and moderated a few rooms, you will be eligible to start a club of your own. And that's a gathering place for people interested in your topic. And I think presently you can have maybe a couple clubs only. Now, what's amazing is that you will run into social influencers who may have millions of followers on other social media like YouTube or something, and they might only have 15 or 20 followers when they first join Clubhouse. And just like me, they were clueless on how to get started. So you could talk to them and help them and meet people you'd never get through other channels. And like I said earlier, Clubhouse is currently invitation only, and don't feel bad, Android people, only on iPhones. But you Android people, don't despair. I can't imagine they would ignore you. I just think they're being really smart in rolling out slowly to make sure everything works and not have major crashes. Well, they must be doing something right, because the rumor has it they've already been offered $1 billion for the company, okay? So if you get an invite from someone, and when you join, you only get 1 or 2 invites to give out, take it. And here's some info about invites. Be stingy with them. So your name is tied forever to the person you invited. If they turn out to be a jerk, you get blamed for it. On the other hand, if they hit it big, your name is tied to them, and you can ride their coattails. See, because anybody can click on your name and see your profile and then start following you. So if the person you referred starts getting big, more and more people see them, more and more people see you. See? Also, with regard to invites, you keep getting more if your invites or if your invites turn into users. And I think you get more when you use the site more often. I mean, it seems like a very smart marketing strategy on their part. Now, whether you have an invite or not, you can download the app and reserve your username. And I'm pretty sure you can't change it, maybe once, but I wouldn't chance it. Think it out and put your username in there and choose it wisely. And then as soon as you get an invitation, jump on. Now, the site is very easy to use, and you can watch a couple YouTube videos that teach you what the buttons are for. So, I apologize for breaking my own rules and disappointing all of you folks and myself, but you'll get over it. So will I. But all kinds of deals and joint ventures are being created right now on Clubhouse. And like I said, I think I got about 40 followers pretty much instantly, just by making a couple comments in a relatively small room. And one more thing, the most time I've put in so far is on my profile. You have tons of room on your profile, and you can use emojis to make it look nice. Presently, you can put in links, but they are not clickable at the present time. I don't know if they ever will be, but you can put in links to all your stuff. And a good profile will get you more followers faster, And there's YouTube videos just on creating your Clubhouse profile. So check those out. So get on there and start following and getting followed. Now, if you want help with this and the hundreds of other things that we teach in my Internet Marketing Mentor program, check it out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. It also gets you a scholarship to my school that you can either use or gift to somebody that you care about. And I'll tell you what, it's the best legacy gift you could ever give them. Grandparents could give it to your grandchildren or nieces and nephews. I'll tell you what, it'll be the most valuable gift you ever gave them. I mean, you could give them a car, you can give them money, you can do things like that, but all that stuff depreciates and is gone. Giving them this skill means that they will always have a career that's in high demand. And so that's what we teach in my school. And in the mentor program, it's the most unique, the longest running, and most successful ever in this field. It's unique in that it's all one-on-one. It's unique in the fact that I don't get big money out of you unless you make big money. So my success is tied to your success. And that kind of made a lot of the gurus mad because they're charging 50 or 100 grand up front to teach you stuff, and half of them wouldn't even talk to you after they got your money. Where I don't get my big money unless you make big money. So that's the way my thing rolls. And then you have an immersion weekend at the Retreat Center in Virginia Beach. Of course, after the pandemic's done, we shoot videos of you in our TV studio, edit them, put the graphics on, send them to you when you get home. Just all kinds of, and it's all one-on-one. So we take over your computer, teach you where to click. You're not lumped in with people more advanced or less advanced. So it's very efficient. So check it out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. Give me a call and we'll help you out. But I'll probably be seeing you soon on Clubhouse. All right, catch you later.